I reached out to the Dolphins to let them know this is what we are reporting. Please give us your reaction, your response. We want to give you a chance to chime in. Now, on the record, officially, Dolphins had no comment. But I can report on top of our prior report, based upon Dolphin sources who chose to be anonymous due to the sensitivity of the issue, that, and we'll start with the Peyton angle, they did contact the Saints for permission to speak to Sean Payton.
There you
after
go.
he resigned, and before the Flores lawsuit, they contacted the Saints for permission to talk to Peyton, and the Saints said no. That's what Dolphin sources who have requested anonymity due to the sensitivity of the situation tell me. So, look, now, we know how that game goes. I don't think you make that call, Chris, unless you got a pretty good idea.
No, because that's where
you're going to get what you want.
Exactly. That's where, again, I think you and I, hopefully the fact that we're bringing this story out there will start to maybe get more details from people. People maybe know details that, haven't come out yet. But that's the first thing that I think is hard to believe. And that was the thing that I was told, right off the bat, Mike, when I kind of started to fish around and talk to people a little bit. That, no, there was a little bit more than, hey, we reached out to the New Orleans Saints to just see if we can maybe get Sean Payton. Absolutely not. It's like you have said many a times. When that call's made in the NFL, they already know there's interest. They make the call because they've already talked behind the scenes to go, hey, we got interest in each other. Now we're going to call your team up and officially tell them and see where it would go from there. So, and that's where I was told as far as the Sean Payton aspect is that there was some tentative conversations as well about the compensation Miami would have to give to New Orleans. So, again, hopefully we can figure these things out. I know that's what Miami's telling you, but from my trusted sources too, I know enough to know that, I think it was a little farther down the road than what Miami's trying to tell you right now, at least. Yeah.
Look, and again, these are team sources who requested.
Yes, right. I
anonymity
know. Right.
Due to the sensitivity of the situation, we're
Yeah.
trying to be very responsible here,
Right.
and I'll help keep you on the horse and not land in the poison ivy patch. So, we went through this just a few weeks ago. When Sean Payton resigned as coach of the Saints, I shared the nugget from Playmakers out in 15 days, by the way. I'm not even going to say pre-order anymore. Just order it. By the time the next 2 weeks pass, you'll have it. There was a deal in place unofficially for Payton to become the coach of the Cowboys 3 years ago, and it was Anthony Davis, of all people, the then Pelicans forward, who made it known he wasn't going to stay with the team and he wanted to be traded. Mickey Loomis was in charge of the Pelicans at the time. He was still and continues to be the GM of the Saints. That's, Loomis said, hey, I can't do this. It was ready to go. The ball was on the tee. All they had to do was activate the process. And calling the team is the activation of the process. So in that case, I think even the deal between the Saints and the Cowboys was in place behind the scenes. In this case,
right.
It's just the Saints didn't want to do it.
Right.
Saints don't want to do it, which kind of surprises me because anything you get for Sean Payton is more than nothing. Right now they have nothing for Sean Payton.
Right.
Now, unless their attitude is whatever the Dolphins were willing to give us, we'll get next year if he goes to coach the Cowboys, or the year after that if he goes to coach the Cowboys, which is what people in the business is kind of generally assume is going to happen. Even if it doesn't, that's what people assume is going to happen. And maybe the Saints are thinking, he'll be in Dallas 2023, 2024. We'll get whatever we would have gotten from the Dolphins then.
I guess you're right. I never really thought about that aspect as far as like it could happen, you're right, next year, 2 years down the road, certainly. But again, what I'll say is what I was led to believe is there was already a compensation package in place to a degree. So, and again, I don't know 100% for sure, but the people that are telling me that, I do trust them, and they've very rarely steered me wrong in these type of conversations. So I feel like, again, there must have been something more down there. And I understand it. I mean, if I'm Sean Payton, we talked about this, before too. Again, the Saints, the state of their team, they're in a tough spot. The Dolphins, they're young, they're up and coming. The defense, the way it's set up, they got some offensive talent you like. The quarterback situation, high beauty in the eye of the beholder. But, man, I think the Dolphins are a team that really a lot of football people would look at and go, wow, they're not that far off. I can understand Sean Payton, looking at them and going, whoa, this is a better situation than the one I'm in New Orleans, and maybe it's time for a change. So that's, like, amazing. And then, of course, you add the Brady aspect to it, and, of course, it makes it even more amazing.
Well, and we'll talk about the Brady aspect in a second. I just want to add this. I first heard of this not after Sean Payton resigned as coach of the Saints.
You heard it
first
before.
heard about it
before. Yes.
Before.
Yes.
And so, and look at the Dolphins. Over 500 each of the last 2 years. Yes, they didn't get to the playoffs, but they have the guts of a contending team.
They do.
Sure, they'd have to deal with the Bills. They'd have to deal with the Patriots. Don't worry about the Jets for now. Sorry, but it's true.
How
but
dare you.
They're not in an easy cakewalk division.
No.
But when you're putting together a team that's pretty damn good, and the team already defensively is pretty damn good, and look, the defensive coordinator is still there. Maybe that's what would have happened. It's not like Sean Payton was going to take Dennis Allen with him. Allen's now the coach of the Saints.
Right.
So there's a lot of it that makes sense.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.